Welcome to the show, everybody. The transfer window is winding down, and Fabrizio Romano is the busiest man around at the moment. And we've only got him for a few minutes, so I'm not going to waste any more time with the intro. Qué Golazo begins right now. Very quickly, it's draftathon season at CBS, and to help raise money for the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, Fabrizio is kindly volunteering to do a private Zoom call where one lucky fan can pick his brains about the transfer market. And to be that lucky fan, submit your bid in the eBay link in the description. The auction closes on Sunday, and remember, it's for a great cause. You're looking forward to it, Fab? You're a man in demand at the moment.
Absolutely. It will be a big pleasure for me to have a conversation with some of you. And as you mentioned, it's for a great cause. So for me, it's a pleasure to do that.
The pleasure
I wait for you.
The pleasure is all ours to have you. Well, no beating around the bush. What's the latest on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to Chelsea?
There is a meeting ongoing again right now. Chelsea and Barcelona are meeting like every single day in the last 2 weeks for Pierre Aubameyang. New meeting today. Chelsea asked for a medical check of Pierre Aubameyang to understand what happened. We had some rumors in the last 24 hours, but I'm told that it's true that Aubameyang has to be out maybe for 3-4 weeks, but this is not going to create a big issue to the deal. The real point is about the two clubs. They need to find an agreement now. They're in negotiation with Marcos Alonso, again included in the negotiation by Chelsea. Chelsea want to sign Aubameyang, but want Barcelona to sign Alonso in the same deal. So there is a discussion ongoing right now. Let's see, because the mission for the two clubs is to complete the agreement today, and then for Aubameyang to travel tomorrow to London. So timing will be also important when we are close to the deadline day, but negotiations ongoing at the moment.
You mentioned Marcos Alonso and the potential Barca links there, and a Barca player who's linked with a move away is Sergino Dest, Villarreal, Manchester United, although Erik ten Hag has suggested that business is done at Old Trafford. Is there somewhere else that Dest could end up between now and the end of the window?
Yes, for Man United it's difficult because Ten Hag wanted him, but for Wan-Bissaka there is no solution on the market, so they don't want to end up the market with 3 right backs with Dalot, Dest, and Wan-Bissaka. I'm told that Villarreal is a possibility. It was turned down a few days ago by the player, but now they are approaching him again, trying to change his mind. And I'm told that today morning Sergino was open to discuss with Villarreal to consider this possibility. So let's see how the proposal at the end will be. I'm told that it's a loan deal with Barcelona, but it's possible for him to go to Villarreal. Now let's see if they will be able to reach a full agreement. Tomorrow, I think, will be the day for Sergino Dest to understand what's going to happen.
Well, you've got a few US MNT players on the move or who have already completed moves. You've got Ricardo Pepi going to Groningen, John Brooks turning up at Mallorca. Some suggestion as well that Tim Weah could be on the move before the end of the month. What updates do you have on the US MNT front for us, Fab?
Yes, for Pulisic, we had rumors during the wall window with many clubs, and it's true that many clubs were interested in Christian because his situation at Chelsea is not so easy. But I think it's complicated. It's complicated because Chelsea are not accepting loan deals. And so for clubs like Newcastle, they want him, for example. But if Chelsea don't change their position, it's going to be complicated. So I think he has chances to stay at Chelsea at the end of the market. And Ricardo Pepi is having his medical with Groningen today on loan from Augsburg. It's a loan deal with no buy option, but my feeling, speaking to sources, is that it's over between Augsburg and Ricardo Pepi. He will look for something different in the future. He wants different kind of game time. And so today is a medical with Groningen, it's 6-month loan, but I think he was going to look for something different in general in January or in the summer, sorry, of course.
And what's the latest on Liverpool's midfielder search? We've heard Jurgen Klopp, talking about, a potential move between now and the end of the window. There'd been some suggestions as well that Aston Villa's Douglas Luiz could be of interest. Is there any movement on that front with Liverpool?
Yes, Douglas Luiz is one to watch till the end of the market, also for Liverpool, because it's an opportunity. Aston Villa want to offer him a new deal, but it depends on what Douglas Luiz want to do in case of proposals. So at the moment, it's not something advanced or close to being completed, but it's one of the names that they are discussing at Liverpool. Konrad Laimer was one of the favorite options, but Leipzig have no intention to let him go with few hours left for this transfer window. And so Laimer is not joining. A lot of rumors on Frankie de Jong, Barella, but I don't see Liverpool signing that kind of player, honestly. From what I'm told, they want to find an opportunity. They're not going for 80 million euros player, 70 million euros player. So this is the situation as of now. Let's see what happens. We know that Liverpool are very good in keeping things under the radar and then moving to it in few hours, but as of now, still nothing advanced.
Cool. Anything about Rafael Leao to Chelsea? That's gaining a bit of traction in the last few hours.
I think it's really difficult. Leao is Milan star. At the moment, I don't have any information, honestly, on this one. Anything fresh as of now. But I think it's complicated. He has a release clause, 150 million euros. And I don't see AC Milan selling Leao for less than this with 24 hours to find a replacement for the best player of Serie A last season. So I think it's going to be really complicated. He's always been top of the list for Chelsea, but a really complicated one.
Now, a funny one that sort of developed and then fell away in the last few hours was Lucas Ocampos from Sevilla to Ajax. There's mixed reports about whether that one's going to be collapsing or not. Is this one of the strangest things that you've seen during your time covering the transfer window? It's bizarre to have a player arrive, be told that the buying club had changed their mind, and then for the club to fly out some staff to apologize to him in Sevilla.
Yes, it's a strange story, one of many. Honestly, now we are used to these kind of things because every market we have some crazy story, but for sure it's not an easy situation for the player. From what I'm told in the last few minutes, Sevilla and Ajax are in contact to try to find a way, maybe on loan for Lucas Ocampos. So they are still discussing to find a way. The real problem is that the market closes tonight in Holland because in Eredivisie they had an issue, they had a problem, and so the market is not closing tomorrow, but today. So the timing will be really important for this Ocampos story. Let's see if they're able to find a way or not. But the feeling is that Ocampos wants to go to Ajax, but it's about the clubs now. So let's see. But it's a really crazy, crazy story. Let me say, as you mentioned, the player was already there to have his medical to complete his move, and transfer market is crazy. It's a jungle.
Well, what's been the most surprising development for you so far in the last couple of hours? I mean, I personally was really surprised about Julian Drexler to Benfica. I certainly wasn't expecting that.
Yes, really surprising one, and it's done. And I think we have to say congrats to PSG because selling players is never easy. Yeah, finding solutions for so many players, 18, 19 players, is always complicated. So, but I want to pick Josko Gvardiol because I was not expecting Chelsea to try to sign this player for next summer because this deal is not for now; it's for next summer. So they're trying to sign Gvardiol right now and then let him stay on loan to Leipzig for one season. It's not easy because of the time, because they only have 24 hours for a medical and for everything, because also in this case, you have to do the medical right now. So this is the problem. But the discussion is ongoing. They submitted a proposal around 85, 90 million euros. Let's see what happens with Leipzig. But for me, it was surprising. After Fofana, you try to sign a centre-back for the next summer. It shows the vision from Chelsea. Let's see if they will be able to do it or not.
Chelsea, obviously one of the main players in the transfer window so far this summer, but one of the main names, and I'm sure he's driven you crazy this summer being linked with so many different moves. Cristiano Ronaldo, is there anything heading into the final hours of the transfer window that suggests that he could yet move?
No, at the moment, I don't have any update. It's always the same story. I'm really sorry with our listeners and our people who are following us because it's always the same since May, since June. But at the moment, no news, guys. Let's see tomorrow what happens. I'm receiving a lot of questions in normal, but as of now, nothing is changing. Let's see if tomorrow George Mendes will do some miracle or not. But as of now, nothing is happening around Cristiano, and Man United expect him to stay. So that's it.
All right, Fab. Well, we're nearly at the end of our time with you. Just one last question. Are you keeping your eye on any club or any player in particular going into the final hours of the transfer window?
Many, because I'm curious, as we mentioned before, on Sergino Dest. We mentioned aubameyang, and I think these two deals will be to keep an eye until the end of the market. Memphis Depay, let's see, because now it's quiet around Depay, but it's a big opportunity. He can terminate his contract with Barcelona in case he finds an agreement with another club, and tomorrow could be a big day for Memphis Depay if some of these clubs will decide to jump into it and negotiate with Memphis. So there will be many things happening, I think, like opportunity, last-minute opportunity. You mentioned Douglas Luiz before, and could be another one. So I think it will be a really, really interesting deadline day, especially in England.
Well, things are setting themselves up fantastically for a final day of transfer drama. Well, thanks so much for listening to Qué Golazo. Please take a minute to leave us a rating and review on your favorite podcast platform. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, anywhere you listen to your podcast. We're also available as video. So subscribe to us on YouTube and visit us over there. Fab, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us.
Thank you as always. And see you soon here on Qué Golazo as always. Thank you.
Take care.